An act of petty revenge from Nick Calandra has led to video game advocate Grums getting doxxed. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and we're going to go ahead and get into this, because if you hadn't heard, yes, Grums was doxxed. I just got doxxed. My family's been doxxed. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I bring you nerdy news every day, and I shouldn't have to say that doxing is bad. We're all against doxing. Nobody should be doxing. I said the same thing about Melissa Mercante, and I will say the same thing about Grums. You can't say that I'm not at least consistent. That being said, I will say this was always a matter of when, not if. When Grums is out there, he is very much a controversial individual, despite the fact that he shouldn't be. Most of what he says is very obviously common sense in my opinion, but we live on the internet nowadays, and frankly, just existing is controversial. So yeah, whether you love the guy, hate the guy, don't have an opinion on the guy, I've gotten to speak with him. I think, frankly, he's incredibly insightful, if, you know, a bit brazen, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a bit bold myself. So needless to say, yeah, nobody deserves to get doxxed, but let's see what's actually going on with this situation here. Second win, and former editor-in-chief of The Escapist, Nick Calandra, has weaponized his Discord server and is encouraging his thousands of Patreon supporters to dox me. They did. And unlike certain other journalists who don't post receipts, I will. I wonder who he's referring to with this little statement here. Again, it's this sort of thing that makes me say it was always a matter of when, not if. Not defending it. Again, I like Grums. I think that Grums did not deserve this whatsoever. But when you are going to exist as a public space, a public figure on the digital space, and you say things like, unlike other certain journalists who don't post receipts, I will, we all know who that's a dig at. That's going to rub some people the wrong way. Of course, there's going to be some crazies that go in there and will do what they can to try and ruin your life. That's just your existence on the internet. You open yourself up to that when you start putting your face out there, when you start putting your platform out there in general. I have no doubts that if my channel continues to grow and gain notoriety, that at some point I will probably also be forced to something like this. It comes with the territory of being a content creator. That, of course, again, does not make it right, but you can at least see why there are all these folks after him, even if it is unjust. My addresses were posted, among other details about the people they assume are me. Instead of banning the user who did so, and who later edited his post to Nick's secret to obscure my address, but only after it was seen by thousands. Yes, we will show some receipts from the Discord, because like Grums says, he does actually show the receipts. How kind of amazing is it that if you're going to be in a Discord that has literally thousands of users, you don't think to, I don't know, public or to privately send the DM like, hey, if you're going to dox somebody, you would at least want to be smarter about it, because doxing is literally illegal in several states, absolutely against terms of service. So in these individuals' white knight crusade to take down the evil Grums, as if he's some sort of bad dude who's out there ruining the video game industry, you run the chance of getting this entire Discord with literally thousands of members shut down. Yeah, I'm sure Nick Calandra would be real appreciative of that. Then again, the dude is such a psycho, and at this point he has such a vendetta against Grums, he might find his Discord getting nuked absolutely worth it in effort to try and take out Grums. I mean, it takes all kinds of these people. Instead, Nick encouraged them to do more, and to avoid terms of service violations, asked the information be sent to him in secret to avoid Discord disciplinary action. I love the fact that Discord is being tagged in this. For anybody that's going to be sharing this story, talking about this story, do your due diligence, tag Discord. I mean, if they want to fight fire with fire, by all means, let's bring a flare gun to the party, and yeah, try and get the Discord nuked. I mean, they already decided to post this information in the Discord themselves. They've already tried to dox Grums to literally thousands of individuals, so yeah, sure, why not? Just go scorched earth on it. I don't give a shit. These users go unpunished by his moderation team. Instead, they are praised. Nick has been stalking me and tweeting about me for almost 2 months nonstop, and is so hot to get me that he was fooled by one of my supporters into publishing a story on X from a user whose name was a sting and an anagram for journalist, and he fell for it. Now, for those of you guys that are not familiar with what's going on, that don't remember this, a couple weeks ago, literally a couple weeks ago, April 30th, for those reaching out, I'm fine. Frustrated, of course, that I let myself get fooled, but that's the risk of doing an investigation like this, is doing an investigation like this. Dude, you write about video games. You write about video games and the tech industry. You're not doing an investigation. This isn't Epstein's Island of video games. You don't like a dude who's talking about censorship in video games, and because you got made a fool of on the internet, which again happens to anyone that is willing to put their persona out there and be part of this digital space. I've been made a fool of, Hypnotic's been made a fool of, Grums has been made a fool of before, Alyssa Mercante, Nick Calandra. It happens to everybody. But this dude is so fragile. He couldn't take a public L, and now because of that, quite literally may have ruined his own Discord, or had, even worse, had his followers, had his cultists ruin his Discord, all because he wants to get back at this dude who, frankly, had one of his supporters give some false information in a supposed investigation, using an anagram for journalist, Rusty Nail. Like, it was a really funny story when it was developing, but now we're actually seeing real world consequences from it, again with the potential legal issues of doxing depending on which state this happened in. Never had someone completely fake an entire identity on me, so valuable lesson there. They got their win today, I guess, lol. He's playing it off super chill, super cool, but again, here we are 2 weeks later, and his goons are literally doxing Grums, posting his address for the wild to see. This is disgusting behavior and dangerous one. By the way, Grums did, in fact, if I recall, talk about how doxing Alyssa Mercante was wrong, just like the rest of us did. So again, we're all pretty morally consistent on this side of the fence. There have been multiple documented threats on my life, including cash bounties, and Nick is happy to enable these violent people and arm them with the information that could lead to violence against myself, my wife, and my children. Imagine that. Like, I'll be real. The bounty thing, I thought was no big deal. And frankly, I still kind of think it's no big deal. Much like I was saying when I was reacting to that girl. There was that girl a few days ago, that Johanna girl or whatever, who was like, oh, men's spaces in video games are all so toxic. How dare you? We need to end men's spaces. We need to make a change to how the video game industry works as a whole, because women are so unsafe and people of color and minorities are so unsafe. I was like, get over it. People talk shit on the internet. Move on. And frankly, that's how I thought about the bounty getting put on Grum's head as well. I actually didn't make any videos on that because there was far more interesting things going on in nerd culture. I thought, oh no, someone making a joke about putting a bounty on Grum's head. I don't know. To me, that was literally, that was shit talk. That was the sort of thing that we as gamers should have the thick skin to be able to just move along with. Move about our day, like, oh yeah, look at this moron, and move on. Maybe roast him a bit, whatever. But now it does sort of change the context, because you did have that Denims chick go out there, up the bounty to 30K, as if which I doubt she even has the cash to pay out a 30K bounty. But the point is, there were people calling to actually ask for criminal charges against these people. I thought that was retarded. I do not think it would make our side the side that claims, hey, we got thick skin, we can just let the stuff roll off our back, it's all just shit talk. For our side to be like, oh, press charges because they putting a bounty out on someone is illegal. I was like, guys, come on, move on. But now that his address is out there and his address is public, and his wife and child could potentially be in danger, or children, I guess, could be in danger, that does sort of tip the scales a little bit, I won't lie. Anyone who wants to join Nick's Patreon has access to the Discord server that's focused on doing me harm. There are 13,700 plus members who have participated in this dox or been exposed to it. And yeah, he's not wrong. I've got that Patreon pulled up. 13,743 members, making almost $55,000 a month. Now granted, this is not money that Nick is pocketing personally. This is for the company of Second Wind, which does have a YouTube channel, which is doing pretty well. Almost 500,000 subscribers. Their videos do relatively well. We got this one. It's these are 22,000 views, 98,000, 16,000. And what's strange is this isn't, like, so far as I can tell, a hardcore, like, leftist outlet. Like, most of these videos are relatively normal. How I vote with my wallet, Senguin Saga Hellblade 2 review, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes story. Like there's nothing like egregiously left-leaning or whatnot. Even Nick Calandra himself, it's not like he has pronouns in his bio or anything like that. So it really is just like creator on creator vendetta. But the fact of the matter is, homie is right. 13,700 people potentially saw his address. Now, obviously, the number is not going to be that high. There's a lot of factors in there, but those are the people that had the potential to see his address. And in that 13,700 people, I don't know, it only takes one or two crazy fucks out there to really mess stuff up for everybody. I'm calling on Discord, YouTube, Patreon, and X to permanently ban Nick Calandra and his weaponized Patreon and Discord server, as well as the users who've engaged in violation of terms of service. This has to stop. And you know what? I think that's totally fair. I mean, I do not think that that he should go unpunished, that Nick Calandra and his ilk should go unpunished, just like I don't think the individual that doxed Alyssa Mercante should go unpunished. Anyone that violates these terms of services and frankly breaks a law, which is what could be happening depending on what state this is on, yeah, they do need some sort of justice served to them. I don't think asking for their Discord to be banned or for him to be, I don't know about banning him off Twitter entirely. That's, again, Nick isn't necessarily the one that actually did the doxing, but he did encourage it. I can't pretend I'm familiar enough with Twitter's terms of services to know sort of where that gray area lies. Again, this is just some creator-on-creator violence that's, I'm wondering to see where the escalation is going to go. But the fact of the matter is, we can all agree that doxing is wrong, and that is what we saw here. We saw his address publicly leaked. I mean, it's pretty insane. There are thousands of users in his Discord who now have my personal information. They're also trying to dox members of my own community. Nick published GigaBear's Patreon email. He calls me a grifter, but earns over $54,000 a month attacking me and enabling violence against me by egging on his community. And again, again, you call out your own. Well, again, I like Grums. He's a good dude in my opinion. Nick does not make $54,000 a month. The Patreon for his company does. I wouldn't say that's the same. My thanks to one of my supporters, GigaBear, who reported this to me after going undercover in Nick's Discord server. And here we actually have the receipts from the Discord server. If it's not him, there are several people in the U.S. with 3 of those names, looking to verify. To the LinkedIn, to the bankruptcy, let's not share addresses in here, even at public record. That's coming from Nick himself. He's saying, let's not say, put that information publicly. And then people, of course, do. Here's another. Hey, if you find stuff, feel free to DM me. But yeah, any other personal details or anything like that, don't post it in here. I'm not going after him personally. I'm going after his business dealings. And then, lo and behold, someone posted it publicly. Yep, that's him. And then posted, so the address is what's covered out here, as well as the name. But yeah, there was all of his information, obviously, in the Discord. It was not censored like that. I should have shared the Patreon account they use as well for anyone else they might try to infiltrate. Alts they use are Rusty Nail, The Red Gear, GigaBear, Brandon Jones, Doom. Point is, yeah, he shared the receipts. We do see that here is where the address was shown. Again, this is a Discord with literally thousands of members. This tweet alone has been viewed. I mean, this is only 2 hours old by the time of recording this, and it's already gotten almost 140,000 views. It's been bookmarked, it's been liked, it's been shared. I mean, this news is only going to get bigger. As I record this, Grums is actually streaming right now talking about it. And yeah, this creator-on-creator drama is it's interesting to me because all this started out over fucking video games. Like, I get it. Video games are, as I say all the time in my videos, the largest entertainment industry in the world. But because Grums has come out stating the video game industry is in shambles, which we see every day. Every day you hear more and more stories about layoffs. We were up to like 22,000 layoffs in the last 16 months or something like that in the video game industry. So when you've got one guy out there who is calling attention to this and saying why it's happening, whether he's right or wrong doesn't matter, whether he's being too abrasive or whatnot, again, it's the internet. I don't really care about that aspect of it either. The fact of the matter is, he's calling attention to a problem that a lot of these so-called journalists want to just plug their ears and la 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 la, it's not happening, when their jobs are under threat. I mean, Second Wind, the company that this Nick dude started up, it's called Second Wind because the video department of his original company got laid off. They're not there anymore. The Escapist didn't have the video department that he then took to start this second company. So yeah, we're seeing detrimental effects in the entire gaming industry, and these individuals want to pretend like nothing's happening, or worse, pretend things are good, better, getting better, they're growing, things are going so well in the video game industry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a stretch to have people out there who actually do care about video games that want to spread the real message of, no, this industry is dying and needs to see change now. The fact of the matter is, all this started over fucking video games, and now homeboy out here getting doxxed. Again, wife and kids potentially in some sort of danger because this information is now put out to the public. I mean, it was just as bad for Alyssa Mercante as well. And no wife or kids or husband or anything like that, because she's gonna eventually at some point die single and alone surrounded by cats. But the fact of the matter is, her life was still in danger from the doxing as well. The difference being that, she is advocated for that to happen. She said, hey, go ahead, try and show all my information to my family or my fiance, and they wouldn't care. Like, she invited that. Not that it made it okay, but there's a difference here. How often have you heard Grums talk about his wife and kids? No, he keeps that part of his life very separate, and here we are now. It's being put in jeopardy. It's such an interesting situation, all over ones and zeros and lines of code and pixels on a screen. But hey, that's the internet in 2024, baby. Culture war still going. Gamergate 2.0, raise the roof. Like, yeah, these are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about this Gamergate 2 nonsense, although it seems like things are really coming to a head. So we're definitely going to keep seeing videos on that, but also anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos for me to react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, become a vital idol and join the Discourse with over 70 other members. It is a vibrant, beautiful, growing community, and I can't wait for you to be a part of it because the only diversity we care about is diversity of thought. So join the Discord, subscribe, and until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.